Currently, there's several forms of project delivery. Design, bid, build is pretty traditional. Architect designs, contractors bid, low price gets the job. That's been around for a long time. Will continue to have a role. We see a lot of more design build these days where it's single contract. The owners hire contractor, typically led team, who then hires a designer to design and build certain projects. And then we see a bunch of variations where it's a team approach where owners hire construction managers or agents to look after their projects. Where the world is going to, the industry is going to, is to more collaboration on projects. So we're seeing more design builds in a global sense, in a bigger picture. And that would include things like P3s, which are in essence a big design build. We're also seeing integrated project delivery, where everybody signs a tri-party agreement. And we're seeing more of a renewed emphasis on the fixed price design builds. Society is expecting the construction industry to be better. It's the kids of today don't want us tearing apart forests and building big shopping centers, or if we do it, we do it in an environmentally sustainable way. I think society is expecting us to work safer. I think society is expecting us to have buildings that are energy efficient for a long term and are cheap to operate and cheap to maintain. So I think there is that push on that side of it. I don't think there's a single best model. I mean, I like a lot of them, but for the right projects, for the right owners, I think there's a place for all of them. I mean, I like P3s because an owner gets life cycle costing involved in that and some financing. And I like design build because contractors have a seat at the table. I also like construction management where, if it's a true collaborative effort, you can put a team together of guys that can make projects happen and be realistic about it. Days of everybody having their own contracts and their own fights and their own agendas is past. We've hired too many lawyers over the years on projects that shouldn't have been there. And it's not about poor contracts; it's about poor collaboration. And I think that's you can have the best project on with the worst contract, or the best contract with the worst project. So it's not about the contracts anymore. It's about what makes a project tick, and it's people that make projects tick, and how you work with firms that are and people in other firms to make the best project for the owner happen. Speed of information is obviously helping. I think sometimes there's a reluctance to think though, and people start sending out questionnaires and do some of that before they actually think of what should be built there. Obviously technology, as building systems get more complicated, it's a huge benefit. And I think you can play into the life cycle aspect of that as well. With technology, you can do a lot more research as to what kind of building systems work, what kind of building systems don't work, what's the right thing to do from a long-term perspective. I think that's important.